Hey friends, welcome to another episode in my journey as an artist. Today I have another floral bouquet in mind, one that is somewhat influenced by Ikebana, the Japanese art of floral arrangement. I'm also excited that I have come up with yet another color palette and have introduced few new pigments which I have never used in past. Today I'm using Arche hot press paper, one which is my top choice, and colors from Holbein and Daniel Smith. If you're painting along, then please see list of supplies in the description. And if you're here to just watch, then watch me paint this beautiful flower arrangement. So every 1 or 2 months or a couple of weeks, I challenge myself and I want to invent a new color palette for myself because I don't want to get into my comfort zone and just keep using the same colors. So I recently did a couple of color studies, and this is the new palette I came up with, and I'm quite pleased with it. And usually what happens is I come up with a color palette and I don't get it perfectly right the first time, and then I kind of iterate over it and improve it. But this one was a little odd. I mean, I took a little bit of a risk with certain combinations, but I'm quite happy with it. So let's go over the colors. We used 2 reds, and the first red was the cool red, and it's the Pirol Ruben. Pirol Ruben. This is darker, deeper, and cooler. And we matched it up with another red, which is sort of brighter, and it's also called Pirol Red. So Pirol Ruben and Pirol Red. One is cooler and another one is warmer. So as you can see, I just straight away did 2 large flowers, and I kept one of them slightly cooler, and another one which had the Pirol Red was a little bit brighter. For the darker areas, I used Mars Violet with it, so that was the common factor. But other than that, it was the same species of flower, but one was a little bit cooler and the other one was a little bit brighter. And then we included in this palette 2 yellows, and both of them quite dull. Yellow ochre. This is a deep yellow and a dull yellow. And if you think that's dull, there is another yellow that's even more dull, which is the yellow gray. So I wanted to put both of these together. Yellow gray is, you can see, a bit opaque, and yellow ochre is also opaque. So they both are very unlike yellows, very unlike the yellow. Yellow generally gives brightness to your painting and attracts you, using the focal point sometimes, most of the time center of the flowers, or even the flower itself, the petal itself. But both these colors are not in that category, but regardless, they're yellows. And then to go on the other side of the spectrum, we included a very dark, rich, reddish brown Mars Violet. And since I had florals in my mind, I wanted a color that was dark and I wanted to use in the center of the flowers. And I said, wow, that's going to be perfect. I can use this deeper burgundy brown for the center of the flowers, and it'll go very well with these 2 reds and the yellows as well. So Mars Violet. And I just included 1 green, but that's sort of misleading. So this green is the shadow green. Because I had 2 yellows, I knew that I could mix the shadow green with the yellow ochre and yellow gray and come up with a range of leaf-like colors. So shadow green. And you can see that I did a branch with just yellow ochre, and here yellow gray and the shadow green together. So it gave me the variety I needed. And then we also included indigo, which was used in the small flowers here, hydrangea-like flowers. And I mixed that up with Pirol Red to give that beautiful violet. It's actually not violet, it was still in the blue zone, but it kind of gave it a reddish tinge right here. And then we also included a couple of branches in this, twigs and branches. And when I do my twigs and branches, I go for the black, the darkest black that I have. And I actually generally use two. One is the Van Dyke Brown from Daniel Smith. This is a black with a brown base, as you can see when I get out of the matte stone. And then for that really dark, you know, charcoal color, I use ivory black. And I generally like to use them both, and it kind of gives me a character that I like in the branches. So yeah. And then for the highlights, not to forget, we used a bit of Winsor Newton white ink. So Winsor Newton white ink. Let me get some here as well. So yeah, that pretty much covers all the colors we used, and really loved how this turned out. And you know, whenever I use the hot press paper, and I always say to myself, why the heck I bother with the cold press, because it's always the results are so enchanting. And you know, I just love the feel of the smoothness and the absorption that this hot press paper gives. So I'm really delighted with this piece, and I hope you give this a shot as well.